on Day 9 Plot, and I'm delighted to have you wherever you may be tuning in, Twitch or YouTube or Twitter. Welcome to our 6th annual event where we have over 2 hours of content, 50 plus games we're going to be looking at in the form of reveals, trailers, interviews that we've recorded in the last several weeks. Okay, before we get into that though, I want to take a moment to audition in America. While we're glad to be showing you some games today, there are many, many more people fighting for something far, far more important. The struggle against police violence and the systemic oppression of Black Americans. I and everyone who works on the PC Gaming Show each year, we know that Black lives matter, and this is not a fight that we are willing to stand on the sidelines for. So what can we all do? There's a great many organizations that deserve support right now, and one of them is the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund at naacpldf.org. If you want to support this and get some great games in the process, hundreds of developers have joined together at itch.io to create the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality. It's a pay whatever you want for the bundle, and 100% of the proceeds go to the NAACP Fund and the Community Bail Fund. There's a lot more resources and information we'd like to share, so PC Gamer has created an ongoing list of ways that you can get involved in supporting protesters. That's at pcgamer.com/Black Lives Matter. Okay, we're going to begin the reveals in a moment, but this wouldn't be a PC Gaming Show without my dear friend and co-host Frankie Ward joining us from the other side of the internet. Welcome, Frankie, and why don't you say hello?
Hello, Sean, and hello to everyone watching around the world. We're really excited to be with you again, and Sean, I've prepared a veritable smorgasbord of PC gaming interviews, trailers, and announcements. This year's show features the most games we've ever presented, so grab your beverage of choice, because it's go time.
Thanks, Frankie, and I gotta say, your apartment looks quite a bit more like a music video than mine does. Maybe I should have sprung for better lighting. Either way, it's time for the PC Gaming Show. And as I said earlier, 50 plus games. We've been talking to the developers, interviewing them for weeks now. And though it looks kind of empty here, I'm not alone. My beautiful assistant and good buddy DevBot. You may have seen him making his way over here. He is awaiting us. So let's go join him and get the show started. All right, DevBot, what do we have for this year's PC Gaming Show?
I've downloaded 50 game trailers and 10 interviews, Sean, along with a full report of the most secret gaming layer-friendly dogs, per your request. Australian Shepherds rank 4th among all dog breeds.
Oh, well, excellent. Well, what should we play first, then?
Scanning. Processing. My readings indicate that the audience would like to see Vikings.
Wait, what are we seeing?
Well, that sounds great. Then let's kick it off with Valheim, a Viking survival game where you'll fight monsters, craft weapons, build and sail ships on an open ocean, all while exploring a procedurally generated landscape. Show me the game, DevBot.
Downloading Valheim.
Okay, is they gonna put Persona 4 Golden? We already know. But this definitely audio.
Meow 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 meow.
Thank you for that host farm. Oh, there's zero craft, because I hate craft. Absolutely hate it. Awful.
Guys, it looks like there's craft.
Oh yeah, I forget to. I mean, Vikings, please. Was it called Valheim?
The next game has been in the works for quite a while and is just about to come out. I've been following it the whole time, and if a game that features farming, creature collection, dance battles, and bears wearing pants sounds like your cup of tea,
Okay.
then it's time to put the kettle on and enjoy some ooblets.
Oh, I remember this game. I remember this game. I remember you watching this. My depression of dancing around me. This summer. Epic game.
Sean, I've selected next game for the PC Gaming Show.
Well, great. What do you got, DevBot?
The game is Torchlight 3, a cherished action RPG franchise
I never
that
played the
features
first.
a number of original playable classes.
DevBot, you wouldn't have chosen this game because in Torchlight 3 you can play as a steam-powered robot, would you?
Meow 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 meow
Give me
meow.
that as
Determined by an algorithm
Sick.
that shows the audience only what it wants to see.
Show me the algorithm, DevBot.
The algorithm is proprietary.
Meow 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 meow
Okay,
meow meow
well,
meow.
let's play the Torchlight 3 trailer, and when we're done, I want to talk to one of the Torchlight 3 devs.
I kinda don't.
Meow 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 meow
Other
meow
thing.
meow meow.
In a world of magic and mystery, will you choose fame?
This is like Pablo,
Will
right?
you choose fortune? Or the future of the frontier?
I think it's like. I'm honestly not very sure.
Explore remote,
I've never played
perilous realms. Battle hordes of
Meow meow
ancient
meow 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 meow
No,
meow.
no,
Fight with
no.
others to claim your fame and glory. Torchlight 3.
What should I read?
Your legend awaits.
Yeah, I never played the other
Oh,
Torchlight. I
DevBot,
had
please,
no
please connect me with one of those developers.
interest, I would
You got
say.
it, Sean.
Joining
I
me
had
today
zero
to
in-
talk about Torchlight 3 is Max Schaefer. Max, thanks so much for
I
joining
feel
us.
bad.
Hey, thanks for having
Like,
me.
I don't
Happy
want
to
to
be
say,
here.
like, I
Now,
have
Max,
zero interest.
Torchlight 2's story began with
I have
the alchemist from the original Torchlight becoming corrupted and evil. How does Torchlight 3's story tie into the first two?
Well, we're in the same world, obviously. We're about a century later now, though, and the Empire is in.
Century. Wow.
Yes, the Empire is in
That's a long
decline,
time. That's
and
100
they've gotten a
years.
little lazy, a little comfortable, and a new threat looms on the horizon. So once again, the adventurers will have to battle the Netherim and all the evil baddies threatening the world.
In terms of the scope and scale of Torchlight
So it's
3,
got to be like Diablo.
how does it
thing.
compare to the previous editions?
Well, we've expanded quite a bit. Now, first, anyone who's played Torchlight 1 and Torchlight 2 will be comfortable with the mechanics and how to play it and all. But we've expanded and let players make their own mark in the world itself.
Well, they can make
You
their
get a
own mead.
customized fort that you can decorate, that you can build things in. You can do things
I could
that
care less
benefit
about
your whole account, and you can
fort.
put things in there that are useful to other players. And other players will see your fort randomly out in the world.
I want to ask a little bit about the classes, because if you're an action RPG player, you may recognize something like a knight or a mage.
Like
But
a
in
knight
Torchlight
or a
3,
mage.
we got the steam-powered robots. We have the rail master that can summon trains. Talk to
Wait,
me
that's
about
actually
not
pretty
just
cool.
what some of the classes that players can expect are, but how you even come up
Imagine
with this
summoning a
glorious
train in the
stuff.
middle of battle.
Well, I think that you know, we've always wanted to avoid going like right down Main Street with our character classes and try to do something interesting. But at the same time, we wanted you to be able to look at them and get a sense and get a kind of an intuitive sense of what they do. And so we've applied that here. We've got some really fun characters, like you said, the fully robotic, steam-powered robot, and a guy that summons trains. But we've also got some other cool classes too: a sharpshooter and a dust mage. And you know, honestly,
guys,
they're
Persona
all,
4
they
Golden
all
has
have new twists, and they're all pretty
already-
fun to play.
It's already
in terms of the game
bid.
world itself, how like specifically
It's-
does
it's
the
on
force
Steam,
get
basically.
integrated? Like, what does it mean to stumble across someone else's fort as you're going through the world?
Well, between our gameplay levels, we have passages, and when you enter the passage, there will often be a waypoint there, but there will also be someone else's fort. So you will see some random person from the world's fort, and they will in turn see occasionally randomly your own fort. And it's definitely worth exploring.
I'm
those
actually
forts
pretty
because
hyped
you can
for Persona
not only
4.
use like things like the luck tree,
Golden,
but you can
because
use
it
their
was a Vita
enchanting
exclusive.
tables
When I
and
bought a
learn the
Vita just to
recipes
play
they've
that game.
unlocked to enchant your own items. So it's really
But
worthwhile
like now
for
that
you
it's
to
on
go check them
Steam,
out.
it's actually
Now, pets were a big part of the earlier Torchlight games. What type of pet-based entertainment can we expect?
We have expanded upon the pet system. It does all the things you want. It fights alongside you. It sells, goes and takes your items back to town to sell. But we've introduced kind of a collection mechanic, so you can find pets out in the wild by defeating bosses
Kelsey.
and make a whole stable of pets that you, of course, keep in your fort.
Yeah, I really
Now,
don't
Max,
care
I know
about
that the
fort
Torchlight
stuff.
series has an enormous fan base. For those who are looking to get their hands on Torchlight 3, where can they go and when can they play it?
Well, I'm very, very happy to announce that we are available on Steam right now in early access for $29.99.
Right now? That's
Go check it
insane.
out. It's available right this minute.
This is the best kind of answer in the PC gaming show. You can get it now. Once again, Max Schaefer from the Torchlight 3 team, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, go to Steam right now to get your hands on the early access version of Torchlight 3. We're just getting started here on the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
You're watching the PC Gaming
Give me
Show.
something cool.
Coming
Something
up
that
later,
I care about.
An exclusive look at the next game from DayZ creator Dean Hall. Blanco's
DayZ,
Block
that's a
Party,
word I haven't-
The first reveal
or a
of
game I haven't
Sound
heard of.
Mind, and more.
Okay.
Back to you, Sean. Back to you, Sean.
Well, hey everyone, I hope you're
Dude, the
having a
double
great
back to
time.
you,
I know
Sean.
I am, and I know you want to tell me how much fun you're having, but don't shout. The walls are very thick in here. I can see you though if you use the PC Gaming Show hashtag on Twitter or Facebook or the PC Gamer forums or a Ouija board or a messenger.
Yo, on the-
Falcon,
no, guys, don't
whatever
mess
is your
with Ouija.
desired form of
That shit's
communication.
scary.
I'm sure you've been
Don't do
seeing
it.
many of those comments show up live in the show today. And we want your hottest 280 character take that our merry moderators might just select to be on the show.
Give me
For our
theme
next segment,
ports of
time
the
to head on
entire
over to
Shadow
Frankie
Hearts
Ward.
trilogy. Please.
Elite
It's not gonna
Dangerous,
happen.
the space simulation MMO from Frontier has continued to evolve over the past 5 years. Set in a one-to-one recreation of our actual Milky Way galaxy, players forge their own path, build and break alliances, trade, fight, and earn the rank of Elite. Join us
What's up,
as
Curry?
we
How you
journey
doing?
into the next era of Elite Dangerous, set to take a giant leap once more.
This is the PC Game Show. There's 50 new game announcements. Centered around gaming. But this will go on. What did they say? I think they said it was like an hour and a half or something like that. I don't know. What did they say this was called? Odyssey? Elite Dangerous. Face is cool. Driving early.
Joining me to talk about the next chapter of Elite Dangerous is Piers Jackson from Frontier Developments. Thanks so much for joining us, Piers.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to be here.
Thanks so much for joining us,
I have
Piers.
a lot of questions about the trailer we just saw, but I'm wondering if you can contextualize a little bit for those who haven't played Elite Dangerous. What is it?
So I think the best way of explaining what Elite Dangerous is to understand how big it is. We have created a title that's the most complete, authentic space simulation of any game out there, and it's just vast.
I don't know. They got
It's the
50
whole
developers,
galaxy.
right?
You can explore it. You can take your
Like
own
the biggest
path. You
ones,
can
I
be a
would say,
pilot, a trader,
in my opinion,
a
like
bounty
Atlas.
hunter. You
I
can
think
do what you
Sega.
want. You can go
Well,
where you want.
Atlas
And you
is part
can
of
do your
Sega,
own thing.
you know.
And
You know what I
it's
mean?
that sort of freedom and the ability for people to tell their own story that I think makes Elite what it actually is.
Now, in all the
Get to be a
streams that I've
space
been
person?
following for
That's
Elite
pretty sick.
Dangerous, there's a lot of gameplay that happens in ships. There's a lot of focus on the economy and trading. In this trailer, though, we saw feet on the ground.
Feet on
which
the
immediately
ground.
makes me ask, what is it that we should expect? What should we glean from the trailer?
Oh, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Ultimately,
Yo, but is that my
big
number
new
one
feature that
fan,
we're
Rennie
looking to
Riot?
release here is the fact that you can now, for
How
the
you
very
doing?
first time, set
How's
foot
life
on our
been?
planets. We've created the last edition, really, in
I've
terms of
heard.
going
Let's
from
go.
space all the way down to the planet's surface. So now you can set foot, you can explore.
If you guys aren't already following Rennie Riot, that's patreon.com/Rennie Riot.
Based gameplay and the idea
For
of
the best
forging your own
cosplays
path
I've ever
and
seen.
creating your own experience that the space game has, and we've transposed that right down onto the
How's
planet.
my Connor
For the
impression?
first time, you'll be able to access a whole pile of new planets, all ones with tenuous atmospheres, and obviously you're going to be able to play this in multiplayer. So you'll be able to join up with your
Multiplayer?
friends. You can experience
Yo.
the game from the ship, from an SRV, and finally from on foot.
In what way will
Oh, did it
this
delete your thing?
ground, walking on the planet component transform the existing aspects of Elite Dangerous?
I think it gives people a new set of
Okay,
experiences
sorry,
to
my
have.
bot
We link
doing
all
it.
the way from ground to the buggies, the SRVs,
There you go.
all the way up to the spaceship, so that it becomes a holistic event. The design
Yeah, bot
actually
doesn't like
encapsulates
links.
the whole experience.
In terms of some of the other systems that are on the planets or various resources or points of interest, what are some of those?
I need
that
to
might
brush
tie
up my
back to some of
sellout.
the
I need
gameplay
to
that someone would be
have
familiar with?
Connor.
So we have new planets that you can visit. You can visit old planets, and we have refreshed the visuals on them, so you can really set foot and be the first to actually make footfall on a new planet.
So is this
Now,
like
Piers, I have a combo question for you. Elite Dangerous is available right now. Where can players go to play Elite Dangerous, and when
What's
can they
that?
expect the Odyssey update?
that one in space
So
where
you
they're
can,
like, we have
join
over a
in
billion
with our
planets
community
or
now, playing
something?
Elite Dangerous. Download it via Steam or go to the Frontiers store.
This kinda
or
looks
purchase it
like
on console.
what-
We have many
What's it
people
called?
playing
Oh
it.
my god.
In terms of Odyssey, you can expect to see that next year.
I hope you all enjoyed
Oh,
that
that looked
conversation
cool.
about Elite Dangerous. It's a treat to see the way the game is
I like space.
continuing
Space
to
is cool.
evolve. For our next title, we're going to be...
Sean, I'm sorry to interrupt, but our broadcast is being hijacked by another host.
Not again.
This
Hi there
be
again, PC gamers. Me,
It's Greg Miller.
Maybe you saw me host the Gorilla Collective live stream earlier today.
guys, it's
No,
Greg
didn't
Miller.
I? Okay, well, that sucks. I'll give the PC gaming show back to its usual host in a moment, but I couldn't let anyone else announce this next trailer, which is a game near and dear to my heart.
What is it?
Let's take a look.
Junesu. There it is, Persona 4. I forget, this is one of my favorite games of all time. HD graphics, English and Japanese audio. That just means I gotta play through it again.
Persona 4 Golden is available.
I bought a
now
Vita
on
just to play
Steam.
that game.
If you haven't played this, now you have no excuse. Persona 4 Golden is a masterpiece, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
is so good.
The story, the action, the characters. This is something you have to go get right now. It's been awesome to see Atlas games make their way onto the PC. I'm glad this one is finally here. Anyway,
I
I bet
just
I
have to
show
put
back
Persona
over to
3 on,
Sean before he gets
right?
mad at me. See you later, PC gamers.
Well, that was weird. I thought this live stream was supposed to be secure.
I'm analyzing the security breach now, Sean. I'm not sure what could have happened.
Well, all right then. while we get this sorted out, let's head on over to Frankie.
Our next trailer reveals an all-new psychological horror game coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X early next year.
I like psychological horror.
InSound Mind will challenge your expectations as it ushers you through the deepest corners of your psyche. It sounds like every night before I go to sleep, honestly. The game also features a chilling original soundtrack by The Living Tombstone.
I don't know who The Living Tombstone is.
Indie outfit We Create Stuff and publisher Modus Games. Let's take a look at InSound Mind.
Sound fun. World looks... Guys, world looks... Okay, I already...
They say fear is just a state of mind.
Nightmare House. I don't think I ever played Nightmare House.
That traps you inside it. But once you find the key to your terror, fear will no longer exist. What a bunch of bullshit.
Whoa! Bonka TOS. That enemy looks... Okay, I'm on board. That looks cool. Debut demo now.
Hey everyone, I'm Ido, producer at We Create Stuff.
Hey, I'm Gen, creative director.
Hey, Tombstone here.
We're the developers who brought you Nightmare House 2, and now we're back. We've partnered with Modus Games and The Living Tombstone, and we're working on a new indie horror game, InSound Mind.
Demo is now out on Steam. Let us know what you think.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Gonna have to play
So,
that.
hey, DevBot, how did you get here today anyways?
Well, Sean, my sleep state was interrupted when I realized
Yeah, I didn't even know it was
this year's PC gaming show. So naturally, I panicked. I had to improvise about how to reach our undisclosed broadcasting location before you began the show. I tried some back roads in the desert. I am not an all-terrain vehicle, it was discovered. I tried to
That was me trying to get towards my... Feels bad, man.
But ever since the 1991 documentary Terminator 2, nobody in Los Angeles trusts robots. At that point, I was already right outside our secret location.
Cool. Hey, let's take a look at our next trailer.
Airborne Kingdom, loading.
1991 document. Terminator. What was this called? I like it. That's pretty cool. Like an air. Wait, I don't know what that. Airborne Kingdom. Epic. Honestly, these are cool.
You might be surprised to know that I enjoy real-time strategy games, and that's why I'm excited for our next trailer. It's Dwarfheim, a cooperative RTS, where up to 3 players can split up the work of building, mining, and fighting, working together to build defenses, machinery, and traps, train armies to fend off deadly trolls, and rival clans. The Dwarfheim demo is live right now on Steam. Let's see what the game is all about.
Ever since the fall, dwarven clans live scattered
Dwarven
across
clans.
Agartha. They toil every day in the dark and dirt. They try to protect what little they have from rival clans. and the vile creatures that roam these lands.
Oh no. Actually looks really
Your
cool.
clan needs you now, chieftains, to lead your people.
If you're into like RTS,
Choose your classes.
I'm not the
Guide your
biggest
builders and miners to expand your
but
kingdom.
I know a lot of
Or
people
take
that are
up
into
arms
like,
with your warriors
you know, like
to
StarCraft
protect
and
our
stuff.
town halls
They eat that shit
and
up.
conquer your enemies. Bring us to victory. Bring us to Dwarfheim.
Dwarfheim. That can be cool. Or circle. Have my axe.
Thanks, Sean. And now let's take a look at the lineup of games and game updates coming from indie publisher New Blood Interactive.
What did New Blood do? She made it sound like people, or I would know who that is. I don't know who New Blood is, or maybe I do. Let's see. Oh, I do know who New Blood is. Oh no, not all of them are indie games. Cool. Actually, do you know who they are? That's cool. A lot of inspiration, like early FPS. I like it. (16-player co-op). Now free to play. Holy shit. Ultra kill. With style. Cool. That was cool.
That's quite a lineup for New Blood, and with us now is the New Blood CEO, Dave Oshry, to talk about
Yo, is that
Dave,
my boy Dave Oshry?
What the hell was that all about?
Yeah, so we got a lot going on, right? I mean, some guys come out here,
Yeah,
they
my
show
boy
like some
Dave.
cinematic trailer and then tell you it's coming out in a year. We got 6 games and you can play all of them
right now.
We couldn't afford to do a cinematic trailer if we wanted to, right? So yeah, Dusk, now with
good.
mods, check them out at duskmods.com. There's all kinds of crazy
All
Medieval
types
now with
crazy shit.
RTX, DLSS 2.0 is coming, Maximum Action, new levels are coming, new features, new guns. Unfortunate Spacemen is now completely free to play. F it, why not? Check that one out.
Why not,
16-player
dude?
Co-op. It's crazy. It's like
I like
the
this
thing
guy.
in space. Faith, of course. If you don't know about Faith,
Now you know.
Ultra Kill, our new retro shooter with style. If you like games like Devil May Cry and Quake, that's what that's about. And then of course Gloomwood. If you like games like Thief, System Shock, Resident Evil, then I think Gloomwood is definitely
That
the
looks
game
cool,
for you.
dude.
Where can we go to learn more?
So you can check out Dusk at notfortnite.com,
Hey.
Medieval at I can't believe it's not hexen.com, Maximum Action at shootyboom.com, Unfortunate Spacemen at deaderspace.com, that's deaderspace.com, Faith at GaryLovesYou.com,
Aw.
Ultra Kill at DevilMayQuake.com, and then of course Gloomwood at ThiefWithGuns.com. Yeah, that's all we got. 6 games, you can play them all right f***ing now. We love you.
And we hate money.
Thanks, Dave. Let's see what Frankie has for us next.
No, that's pretty funny.
Thank you, Sean. Now tell me, PC gamers, have you ever wanted to rewrite history? Not your browser history,
sometimes.
that's easy and absolutely vital, but how about something grander?
Right.
Like discovering America, mastering flight, or inventing the computer a couple of hundred years earlier. Humankind is an upcoming historical strategy game where you'll be combining up to 60 different cultures to create a civilization that's as unique as you are. And as with all of their previous titles, Amplitude is asking the community to participate in the development of Humankind to help make it the best game that it can be. Let's see how they're inviting PC gamers to help build this worldly game.
Oh, Sega. There's Sega. I didn't know they were part of Sega. Now we're ready to level up our next title. Humankind. That's cool. Huh.
Well, you heard the trailer. You need to go to opendev.gamestogether.com so you can be one of the very first humans to get your hands on Humankind, Amplitude Studios' upcoming historical strategy game. And now for something a little different, why don't you join me in my chambers? Come on.
Ooh.
Come on.
Yeah, kind of like Civ, I would say.
Of all the subcultures and communities that make up PC gaming, modders have arguably had the biggest impact.
Yeah,
my next guest is Dean Hall, a designer who started out as a modder and eventually helped lay the foundation for two of the most popular genres on PC. Survival
Oh,
and
it's
Battle
the
Royale.
DayZ creator.
Let's
Yeah,
take
I
a look
remember
at the next game from
in like
Rocketworks
I was still in high
revealed
school
here on the PC gaming show.
when DayZ
It's
came out.
Icarus.
Getting Arma 2 and then the DayZ mod and having ultra lag. Man, that was fun back then. Trying to find a server that was awful. Shit. Let's go. Kill. Oh guys, I hate build. Oxygen running low. Oh no. That was a pretty good introduction.
Joining me to talk about Icarus is Dean Hall. Dean, thanks so much for joining us.
Awesome, it's great to be here.
Really don't
So,
like.
you're making another survival-focused game. What makes Icarus different from other survival titles?
Well, I think if you think about your
It's
first
not
hour
my kind of-
in DayZ, your first hour in Minecraft, really what we're trying to do is capture that and then basically build a game where you can do that over a long period of time and you can progress through the survival experience. So it was really getting back to the roots of what a survival game is and what makes those moments that you get in them really intense and emotional.
If you can just walk me through like the basic loop. If I just open up the game, do I start out on the ship itself?
If you think about the orbital station as your apartment in GTA, you can invite your friends in and prepare for what we call a drop. And then you select a prospect. And the big challenge of the game And the way to fail it, I guess, is to run out of time on the drop.
Let's say I'm on a 30-minute mission. I have a particular resource I've set out to snatch up.
That's kind of
How
interesting.
does that 30-minute period differ from other survival games?
I suppose there were 3 key things that I felt needed to be addressed before I made another survival game. The first was the ability to scale. By breaking your experience over months and years into sessions, that allowed us to address scale. So you still can do all the things that you do in a normal survival game, building bridges, roads, all those kinds of things. But you're doing it with a medium-term focus. The second was pacing and clear direction, which is helped very much by the structure that we're putting around the session. And the last one is really focusing in on those core survival mechanics, which I really feel is the whole reason that survival as a genre connects so emotionally with players.
I guess I was a little surprised to hear that there are 20-minute drops as well as multi-day drops. What are the sort of time ranges we're looking at? Are there different like categories and tiers of drop length?
Yeah, so it really depends on your level as you progress through the game. So early on, we're really just introducing you to more safe environments. So say a daytime drop that only lasts 20 minutes. You're only going to be facing the game during the day. As you progress on, you can take on and get access to prospects that have much longer drop windows, but that means you're getting a cycle of day-night. And night, particularly for most of our biomes, is definitely the most dangerous.
I want to ask a little bit about what failure means in Icarus. I mean, in the trailer there was someone that fell down and you just ominously
People
talked
die
about
when they are
the
killed.
dangers of being left behind on the planet. What happens if you don't make it back to the ship in time, die on the planet? What happens?
If you think about DayZ, when you get shot, it's a very binary event that happens and there's nothing you can do, it's just over. And there's a certain charm to that.
Everything's gone.
Yeah, there's a certain charm to that. But I think if we look about...
A charm. I like the use of the word charm there, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, like, there definitely is. But I think with Icarus, we've chosen one failure. If you run out of time on your drop, that character and all its equipment is gone.
Yeah.
The dead.
So we
the
wanted
dead
to
kid.
make that terrifying. And that's why our tagline is, there are worse fates than death.
Yeah, losing all your stuff. That's not.
It's getting left behind. If you miss your rendezvous window with the orbital station, then that's it. Everything that you've deployed on there, your character and all that progression of that character and all that equipment is just gone. And that's our one failure state. If you run out of oxygen, someone can come and revive you. If you get attacked by this particular animal and damaged, someone can heal you. But if you run out of time, it's over.
Dead. I mean, there's so many elements. There's so much ambition. I know there's a lot of PC gamers that maybe feel like you abandoned DayZ, other projects. What do you have to reassure those people that you're committed to Icarus?
Well, I think a big thing for me is you know, Bohemia was an existing company and I definitely felt like I was pulling them in a direction that was hard for them to go. And they probably felt like they were pulling me in a direction that I didn't want to go. And it's really been a bit of a struggle for me to develop and not only the studio, but myself as well. There was a whole bunch of things I had to learn. I had to learn many of those things through failure. The solution there was to make sure it wasn't just a Dean Hall game, but it was a game built by incredibly skilled people. And we managed to assemble, I think, definitely one of the best teams I've ever worked with, an exceptional concept team through to a technical and production team as well.
Well, I know there's a ton of people that are interested in my very next question, my favorite question. When can people get the opportunity to play Icarus?
That is a good question. So we're looking at sometime next year. Our development is very advanced at this point. Our biggest question really is content. So, you know, we're making the game free to play because we wanted to maximize the number of people that play it. And we're acutely aware a number of our former staff are ex-Grinding Gear Games who made Path of Exile, very talented in the free-to-play area. So we're very cognizant of how much content we need to provide gamers. So at the moment, we're really sort of heading into that.
Well, Dean, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Awesome.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Dean Hall from Rocket Works for the upcoming survival game Icarus. For our next game, let's head to Frankie.
I'm not convinced. I don't know.
When you're an evil supervillain, it's important to have your own sense of style.
Guinea pig.
What? Evil Cat Sidekicks are so 2019.
That's
Evil
so
Genius
cute. I
2
like
asks
it.
players the question, how would you
Right?
design a supervillain
Look, he's just
fortress?
chilling there.
Would you build a pool filled with laser sharks, or would you just give all the home appliances RGB lighting?
That'd be
Here's the world-exclusive first gameplay footage of Evil Genius 2, World Domination.
world dominating. I like it. You. It's when you actually like build up your great minions. Yeah, Incredibles. Yeah. Wait, did that guy just die? Did that guy just die? I care?
We are about to see the first official gameplay footage for Godfall on PC.
Oh,
Counterplay Games
okay.
is going to give us a guided tour of the battle for Aperion. And keen observers will notice that this is running in Unreal Engine 5.
Oh shit,
That's
Unreal
why
Engine 5.
Those shiny sets of armor look oh so gorgeous. You can go on over to the Epic Games Store and wishlist it now, or get more information on Godfall before it releases this holiday season. But for now, let's take a look.
Oh, this is the one that we saw. Or we just saw the trailer. We didn't release the game.
Hello, my name is Keith Lee, and I am the game director for Godfall. On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are very excited to share
There's a
gameplay
psychological
with you
horror.
today and to offer
Forgot what it was
a
called.
glimpse
It looked
into
pretty
the
cool.
mystical world of Godfall. Please enjoy.
Game look
Godfall is still in development, so some things will change and improve in the final product, including visuals and performance. Godfall is set
Godfall.
in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into unstoppable masters of melee combat. As you adventure through the realms, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. Throughout your journey,
I like that
you'll find ancient valor plates
they're just
lost in
focusing on
time,
melee
each with
combat.
their own characteristics and long history. Now let's talk about gameplay.
Too many
of
things
Godfall.
that I was like, wow, that would
First,
be cool.
our team wanted to do
It
something
was all
different.
melee.
We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a whole new genre, the looter slasher.
The looter slash.
Our game is therefore one part gear-driven and one part player skill-driven.
So like
In other words, not only do
Borderlands,
we want
but
to
with
find
melee.
exquisite weapons with powerful loot
I must
traits,
do.
but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment for mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you.
Or like PSO2.
What you're looking at now is a mid-boss fight. A tougher challenge, which we'll have to leave for another day. Please check out the Godfall channels on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
PSO2, where I'm
Thank you
like
so much for taking a look at
hard
Godfall.
grinding for one of the
soon.
endgame weapons for like a day. I get
Next
nothing.
up, when PC gamers think of iconic first-person shooters, they think of games like Doom,
Oh, there we
Quake,
go.
and Duke Nukem. Our next trailer shows a project that celebrates the proud heritage of sci-fi FPSs while taking advantage of some very modern visual effects.
Was the first
like
game I ever
glorious enemy dismemberment. From Bounding Box Software and Humble
Back on my
Publishing,
PlayStation
this
1.
is Proteus.
I had a Ultimate Doom, which was Doom 1 and 2, pretty sure. I still have the case, game and everything. Here at PlayStation. Rip and tear. I wish all games ran as well as the new Doom. Because, like, the Doom Eternal, that game runs so well. I could stream it and play it with all settings at Ultimate, and I still had extremely steady, like, 100 whatever FPS. Then there's games that are just, like, not even a tenth as beautiful as Eternal. And I can, like, get maybe, like, bruh. Tactic. I do like tactic games. I wish they would port, or just make a new Final Fantasy Tactics, honestly. Because we have the mobile game that I'm currently playing that's Final Fantasy Tactics, but I kind of want a new one. I feel like they're making a lot of money off of it, so maybe. Oh, this is cute. Yoni. Devastating thumb. New powers. Or more Fire Emblem. I know Rice Cakes loves them Fire Emblem.
I love the look of that last one. Fate Tactics is
Three
set to
houses.
scratch that isometric
Probably-
combat itch that I know a
Is
lot
that my
of us have
favorite
been
game on
feeling
Switch?
ever since we played Final
So.
Fantasy Tactics back in the 90s.
Oh, hey, you talked about it too.
But we're not
Yeah,
done with Humble
I
Games
like it.
yet. Their lineup, as it turns out, isn't all that humble. We're going to take a look at 2 more games from them. Project Wingman, a jet fighter game featuring RPG elements and VR support. And rounding things out is Carto from Sunhead Games, a gorgeous top-down puzzler. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that's my house. Must be my wife. Yeah, this lady, she just lives with me, but I guess that makes her my wife. You know, I don't know. She's there. Dude, you can't hug a bear. Guys, don't try to hug a bear in real life. People die when they're killed. Porto? That's a whole map layout stuff. Oh shit, dude. Let's get wrecked. I'm not the biggest in air fights. Probably like a roguelike, where if you die, you're just dead. People die when they're killed. Oh, and you mean if you hug a bear? Yeah, no. That patch hasn't happened yet.
Hey, DevBot, have you ever wondered what Gordon Freeman's voicemail message sounds like?
As I'm gonna hit the restroom real quick. I'll leave this on. But give me like 2 seconds.
Something is wrong. I'm receiving an external transmission.
Why does this keep happening, DevBot? What's with the security? Have you upgraded to Service Pack 2 yet?
The transmission is coming from a powerful space satellite.
Greetings, PC Gaming Show. It is I, your supreme leader, Kane. I am commandeering this broadcast to deliver an important mission briefing. You must capture the GDI base marked at these coordinates. This is a strategically significant I'm just kidding, it's me, Joe Coogan! And I can take over this broadcast because I do what I want. Look, you know Command & Conquer has been a major part of your life. It's certainly been a big part of mine. The Command & Conquer Remastered Collection recently launched for PC, and it is an awesome way to relive this classic game with a bunch of new bells and whistles. I mean, who doesn't like 4K graphics, quick matches in multiplayer, or modding, am I right? I personally want to send a big shout out to all you PC gamers who have kept the legacy of Kane alive over these last 25 years. I mean, I live in death, I guess. Thanks for letting me interrupt, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. For the glory of Nod!
Tell me, PC gamers, do you have any rare action figures? Perhaps you're one of the lucky owners of an out-of-print collectible, something you'd never trade away in a million years. Our next game is a celebration of toys and art. On its surface, a game about collecting, customizing, and trading, but it's also a highly social playground for creativity, one where you can make your own levels and gather with your friends to hang out, play mini-games, and create together. This is Blankos Block Party.
Legend tells of a place where everyone comes together to play and dance and race and shoot and jump and fly with jetpacks or maybe bat wings. And there's lava and a mountain made of junk food. Where you can create your own worlds and have your own adventures where you are in charge. Where you can make your very own games with your very own rules. And all your friends can come and play. Like this one here. Yep, them too. And I don't know what that dude is, but he is cool. What? They're all toys? Come to life. And I can actually play with them and own them all. That's f***ing sweet. But you see, this place isn't a legend at all. It's a party.
Here to bring us the inside look at Blankos Block Party is Jamie Jackson from Mythical. Jamie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
I would love if you could just address what is Blankos?
Blankos it's a game about vinyl toys kind of coming to life and where they go when a human leaves the room. But it's also more than just a game. It's a place for content creators and gamers and collectors to come together and hang out and build the worlds and games that they really want to play in. And you can have as many as your friends come and hang out with you as you want. But you could also drop the toys in. So the first toy you can play with is one called, it's a shooting mechanic. We got like a unicorn rocket launcher that fires ice creams. We got like a cactus grenade launcher that fires these little cactus balls. So it's all about kind of like arcade fun shooter stuff. And you can set that up as a team shooter. You could have squads. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. You can even just have it free for all. Some other stuff we're going to be dropping is race toys. So you could just do point to point. You could build this super sweet like platformer and just go A to B. You could do laps. And then another one is, because Blankos, they all survive on good vibes. That's kind of what powers them. So another one you could do is actually just a vibe collection. And what's kind of super cool is all of those toys work with each other. So you can
guys, we're out of Nutri-Grain bars.
You could drop some guns in it and it can be a race.
And kind bars.
And try and knock each other out.
So you have these.
I was like, please, I just want one.
Focus.
And we have none.
In games like Fortnite, these in-game events are these kinds of things that you think will show up in Blankos as well?
Did I miss
absolutely.
anything?
I mean, we felt that from the beginning of development, that Blankos wasn't just this place for players
Not
to
really?
build and
Good.
create their own worlds, but it's a place for us to be able to share with them different content, whether that's a music concert,
I'll
whether it's a
take
movie
it.
trailer, you know, whether it's something no one's seen yet. But absolutely, that we're definitely thinking about that kind of stuff.
Well, talk to me about the number of different designs. Like, where are
Wait,
these
so what
designs
is
coming
this?
from? How many are there?
We're not talking about numbers in season 1 just yet, but we are talking about the artists. So we're really stoked we've been able to work with some of my favorites that I've been buying the vinyl toys of over the years. So John Paul Kaiser is a great artist from the UK. I ended up buying some of his toys in New York about 6 years ago, and now we get to work together and bring his toys to life in the game, which has been great fun. James Groman, who I think just kind of really epitomizes vinyl toy design, just those clean vector-based lines. And one of my personal favorites is Pete Fowler, who for me was kind of one of the grandfathers of vinyl toy design.
Little Big Planet, but with Roblox.
They're going to want to know
Sounds...
when they can play Blankos, when they can see more. Where do they go for that?
If you want to keep just up to date with things, go and check out blankos.com. You can register there right now, so you can, you know, secure your account name and get ready for
your
launch.
account.
We're going to be launching.
I know where Rice Cakes is
so
going.
not too far away now, but we're also going to be starting to look for our beta.
Little Big Planet was okay.
Well. So
I'm not the biggest fan of Roblox.
Jamie from Mythical,
because I'm
thank
old.
you so much for joining us today.
I'm so
Thanks
old.
for having me, guys.
Once again, the name of the game is Blankos Block Party. Let's take a look at what's
Blankos
coming up next
Block
at this
Party.
year's PC Gaming Show.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show, presented by PC Gamer. Stay tuned for more trailers, announcements, and footage. Coming up later, we celebrate the 20th anniversary of A Total War. What's
really?
next in Escape from Tarkov?
Really
the reveal of horror strategy game Rogue Lords, and more. Back to you, Frankie.
My girl
PC
Frankie.
is the birthplace of space flight action games, and our next project, Everspace 2, expands on that tradition with its gorgeous handcrafted universe. The focus here is on exploration and dogfighting, with alien species standing in the way of outfitting your ship with unique modules, weapons, and devices. And, as we're about to see in this next trailer, combat won't just take place in the cold vacuum of space,
Okay.
but also the atmospheres of planets themselves.
The atmospheres.
Here's Everspace 2.
Do I care about dogs? See how this. Rock. Okay, okay. This is Red Leader. Red 5 to Red Leader. If it's really smooth, I think it's actually pretty. But is it like first person? Like, are you controlling your own ship? Or what's happening? Third person? Is it changeable? Okay, so this looks like gameplay right here. Okay. Alpha's starting up. What did I just see? What am I watching?
PC gamers, I'm sure you'll agree. If a horse shows up at your door and you don't remember ordering a horse, it's probably best to keep the door shut. One of the coolest things about A Total War Saga Troy, the next game from Creative Assembly, is that it will enable players to experience multiple different versions of how the iconic battle went down, including several explanations for what that mythical horse actually was. I'll get the door while you watch the latest trailer.
Peggy 16.
It's pizza time.
Silver-tongued Odysseus. There is only one response to Queen Helen's abduction,
and that is war.
In Total War Saga Troy, you can rewrite the events of one of the greatest conflicts ever told, the Trojan War. As Odysseus besieged the legendary city of Troy in 3 ingenious and equally devastating ways, all based around prominent theories from throughout the ages as to what the iconic Trojan horse really resembled.
The walls of this city may appear to be mighty, but no defenses are impregnable.
Impregnable.
Using gargantuan siege towers, take the fight to the walls. Slaughter the Trojans atop and force them back into their pitiful city.
Yeah, imagine being able to throw a spear that far.
The enemy are unaware of your presence. Position your troops to retain your advantage once the attack begins.
Sneak troops into the city in a vast, horse-headed vessel fit for the gods. Under the cloak of darkness, use guerrilla tactics to sabotage the unbreachable city gates, leaving the Trojan warriors defenseless, allowing the Achaean soldiers to begin razing the city to the ground.
Okay.
Their walls have been breached.
Even the greatest defenses cannot stand against nature's
Whoa.
might. In a land ravaged by earthquakes, patience is rewarded. Send your troops forward. Troy is yours for the taking. Myth meets history in a war that will define the ages. Experience the legend of Troy this summer.
Victory will make you immortal.
Cool.
That was a Total War Saga Troy, which we'll get to play in 2021. And hey,
21.
Speaking of sneaking in big surprises, a master of segue. This year, we've teamed up with Intel to build a legendary custom computer inspired by art, weaponry, and the artifacts found in the game. DevBot, I understand you know your way around a computer, right?
Affirmative. Sean, I have a soft spot for Bronze Age computers.
Well, great. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit more?
Shut up, DevBot.
Can do, Sean. Behold, PC gamers. This build is centered around Intel's CPU, the 10th gen Intel Core i9-10900K processor. This 10-core flagship CPU is built for maximum gaming performance and overclocking, especially useful in epic strategy games like a Total War Saga Troy. The build also features a top-of-the-line GeForce RTX 2080 Ti.
Jeez.
Also on the Asus motherboard are a spacious 4 terabytes of fast storage and 128 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM.
God.
The unit is powered by a platinum-certified Corsair 1200 watt
Right.
power supply, and temperatures
Flex
are
is
kept at
real.
a nominal level thanks to 9 RGB fans running alongside liquid cooling. The copper tubing is not only effective at heat conduction, but, according to my readings, aesthetically pleasing. Is this what you humans call love?
PCs are more than specs. They're a passion. When we build a PC, we form a relationship with that piece of hardware. We wanted to show you every step of that process. For this build, we enlisted a master craftsman, Brian Carter, a PC modder with over a decade and a half of experience. PC Gamer and Intel have created a 4-part series following Brian as he created this epic artifact. DevBot, cue it up.
Cue it up.
Hey, my name is Brian Carter, and I've been building custom PC mods for over 16 years. I'm working with Intel and a Total War Saga Troy on a very special custom PC project that we're thrilled to debut at the PC Gaming Show. Join me in a 4-part video series as I take you through each stage of the
That's actually
scratch
really
build process. We begin with the inspiration and design phase, where we figure out how to take the amazing design assets from a Total War Saga Troy and functionalize them to house our best-in-class components, like the 10th gen Intel Core i9-10900K processor. Then I'll show you how I assemble, finish, and test this one-of-a-kind PC. A big thank you to Intel and Creative Assembly for letting me work on this incredibly fun and challenging project. I hope you like it.
Oh, it looks so good.
It looks
and I have
pretty
some good news. Episode 1 is available now, and I have even better news. You can win this PC from
I
DevBot's
can win
loving
it?
clutches. Head on over to PCGamer.com/IntelPC to learn more.
Guys, you
and
can
enter
win
for
it.
a chance to win. And with that, it's time to return to more PC Gaming Show action. with the fantastic Frankie.
Last year, Remnant from the Ashes challenged gamers to take on monstrous creatures in a
Remnant was cool. I would watch speedruns
world.
for it.
Today, we're excited to announce the biggest update yet for the game. Upcoming DLC that will conclude this thrilling saga. The fate of humankind is at stake. It's time to bring an end to the root once and for all. This is the world reveal of Remnant from the Ashes, subject 2923.
59,000 entries? Oh my
PC,
god.
Xbox One, and PS4.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty, and it's so powerful, like, God.
They say hope is what makes us human. Hope also let us think.
Oof. Feels bad, man.
But the root have another gate somewhere. Another hole we have to plug in our sinking civilization. Maybe the root's not the only thing we need to worry about.
Oh, look at that. Right there. Yo, it's a Colossus. Subject 29 to 28.
The new Remnant from the Ashes content looks fantastic. And you know what else is fantastic? Hearing the opinions of strangers from the internet. Nothing makes my day as much as hearing what's inside your mind. So please use hashtag PC Gaming Show on whatever your platform of preference may be, and you just might have your comment show up live on the show. Now for our next title, we have to look at classic remasters. Capcom has been updating the original Resident Evil games, and in the same vein, 2K is now updating Mafia.
What? No, I don't care, bro.
Is getting a full definitive edition remaster, with the original game, the 2002 Mafia, getting a full ground-up remake with 4K support. We got a brand
He got
new
me with
trailer
the
for
dude.
you.
He had
So
me in the
let's take a
first
look at
half. I was
Lost
like,
Heaven
Capcom remakes
2 decades later.
or remasters on Steam.
Detective Norman. How long you been in town? 3 years.
So I played Mafia 2 Definitive Edition. I streamed it.
Right.
It was pretty bad.
That's what the paper says, ain't it? And what's it to you? Case must be getting pretty cold by now. Or you got something might warm it up? Yeah, I might have something.
So they actually had to. They're taking steps to actually fix the definitive edition because it was, for one, it was broken, especially for people on console. Like there was audio bugs, graphical bugs, glitches that you couldn't progress through the game, and a bunch of other not good stuff. Some off textures, stuff like that.
DevBot, after a beautiful trailer like that, I gotta know.
And there was a lot of driving. I hated the driving in that game.
I have left that life behind me. I am programmed not to form relationships with organized crime. However, I can call one of the developers of Mafia Definitive Edition.
Well, fantastic. Let's ring them up.
Let's hope that they put more time
Joining me to
into
talk about
the first
Mafia
Mafia
is the president
Definitive,
and
whatever.
CCO of Hangar 13. It is Hayden Blackman. Hayden,
Because
thanks so much for joining us today.
It was really
Thanks for
sad.
having me. So for
Like,
people who haven't played the
how that-
original Mafia, which is a 2002 release, talk to us about this game.
Mafia, the Definitive Edition, is a complete ground-up remake of Mafia from 2002, which is a seminal game that really launched the Mafia franchise. And in Mafia, you take on the role of Tommy Angelo, who is a cab driver.
Hey,
who
it's
falls
me,
in with
Tommy
the mob
Angelo.
During the 1930s, actually during the height of Prohibition, in a city called Lost Heaven, which is loosely based on Chicago. And as a
Chicago?
member of the Salieri crime family, he really gets embroiled in a war with the Morello crime family, and we kind of explore that story and Tommy's evolution from cab driver to respected member of the Mafia.
I feel like in the last 10 years, we've seen HD editions, remasters that are more graphical updates, but my understanding is that this is far more than just a new coat of paint on a game from 2002. Talk to me about what a remake means.
Everything was rebuilt. So every asset, every cinematic was reshot, and all the gameplay was completely redone. Now, we've kept all the same big beats from the original game. The story is the same for the most part. All the big plot points are there. All the missions are there and represented. But again, everything was completely rebuilt from the ground up in order to kind of meet the expectations of today's gamers and take advantage of today's technology.
Yeah, hopefully this is a lot better than
in pretty much every open world game is a central character. In 2002, we have seen a ton of gameplay changes between then and now, 2020. Can you talk a little bit about some of the ways you've updated the open world setting and maybe some of the new mechanics that players can expect?
So we do that a number of different ways. You know, one, we looked at how populated can we make it, and we took some of the kind of world interactions and some of the things that we did with, crowds and non-player characters and other kind of city life from Mafia 3 and put them into Mafia the Definitive Edition. But we also looked at, are there ways for us to kind of redesign the city so it's more fun to drive around? Do we need to widen the streets? Do we need to make sure that there's not as many 90-degree turns so that you can kind of coast around corners? And as we capture the feel of the vehicles, are there things that we want to do to make sure that the roads have grip or they're slick in the rain? And so that, I think, brought a lot of life to it as well, because most of the way that you engage with the city is through driving.
I mean, speaking of rebuilding things from the ground up, I gotta ask you about the cinematics. I mean, they looked gorgeous in the trailer. Yeah. And I mean, what was the process of rebuilding all of those cinematics?
For us,
really,
how do we
really don't care
these,
for driving?
Again, taking advantage of some of the cutting edge stuff that we've been doing at Hangar 13. So, we have, really great,
not my kind of thing,
facial scanning and likeness capture technology.
But we do.
Facility. We do. So we really wanted to take advantage of that for the Definitive Edition. So we did go in and we rewrote all the cinematics. Again, to add some of that language and add some of that
so far,
character development and maybe some clarity that we were going
Persona 4 is still
losing the
highlight. And then that survival horror game.
Well, now it's time for my favorite question.
Yeah.
When can we play Mafia Definitive Edition, and where can people go right now to learn more?
Sure. So we are looking at an August 28th launch date, and we still, have a ways to go, and we're working on that kind of final
August 28th.
Right, I'm really confidently bullish in that date right now. If you want more information, you can go to mafiagame.com.
After seeing the trailer, I personally am hyped, Hayden. Thank you so much for joining us at this year's PC Gaming Show. Once again, mafiagame.com. For our next title, it's time to head on over to Frankie.
Sean, next up, it's one of those games that looks so pretty, we just had to show it to you. Ever wondered what Slay the Spire might be like with Tim Burton at the helm?
No.
Well, Road Lords could be the answer. It's being jointly developed by Cyanide and Laika Studio and sees you building a team from storybook psychos like Dracula, Bloody Mary, and Baron Samedi.
Okay, wait, that sounds
Makes
cool.
all the more sense when you realize you're being employed by the devil himself. A job that has my name written all over it. The game is out this October, and we've got a brand new gameplay trailer.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this exclusive gameplay reveal.
I like the art right there.
Title, Rogue Lords. Development is moving forward, and we are very excited to share some in-game elements and combat mechanics for the very first time. Rogue Lords is a rogue-like game where you play as the devil. You have to build your team with legends of evil and lead them in runs through multiple events and fights. After a terrible defeat years ago, you're finally coming back with your most faithful disciples to wreak havoc and terror in a world unbalanced after your long absence. The combat is turn-based and strategic. You will need to build your set of skills through your run to be prepared for any threat, analyze your enemy's next attacks, and create combos to secure victory. Every skill costs action points. You should think how to make the best of them each turn. When one of your disciples becomes vulnerable, your own health bar is exposed, which is persistent during the entire run. If your health is reduced to 0, your run is finished. In Rogue Lords, you are the devil, so you don't have to play by the same rules as mortals. When the situation becomes tricky, you can use souls to play with the interface and change an enemy health bar, for example. This is an expensive trick to use, but very powerful and useful in the most difficult fights. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for more info.
I really like
soon.
the art.
See you next time.
But man, am I not a fan of like
If
this
you're a big fan
latest
of
fire.
roguelites, you know they're known for two things: procedurally generated worlds and permadeath. Our next game, Unexplored 2, puts an interesting twist on these ideas. What if your character's demise changed the game world itself, altering it for all of your future playthroughs?
Yes.
From developer
Sounds
Ludo
good.
Motion and publisher Big Sugar, this is Unexplored 2, The Wayfarer's Legacy.
When called upon to be the next Wayfarer, will you answer? When tasked to take your place in a long line of heroes, will you waver?
That guy's a little tongue.
When challenged to forge your legacy out of strife, hardship, and magic, will you be victorious?
Magic must defeat magic.
This is our world. It is your burden. From beyond the gate into the First Valley, there is no return. Will you be ready?
The latest update for Dauntless is the most ambitious chapter yet for this online free-to-play RPG. In Call of the Void, players unravel a mystery surrounding an ancient civilization,
Dauntless is
culminating
like
in a showdown
Monster
with a
Hunter,
new
isn't it?
otherworldly behemoth. And as a nice little bonus, if you go to playdauntless.com right now and use the code PCGamingShow2020, you can get some free in-game rewards. Nice. Let's take a
Nice.
closer look at this update that's available now in Dauntless. This is Call of the Void.
Isn't that a wormy? Those look cool. I like the colors. Cool.
There's still more games to come on the PC Gaming Show. Here's what's around the corner. Take a closer look at Blightbound, the new action RPG from Devolver. A special collection of exciting independent games coming to PC. Back to you, Frankie.
There are
Back
many
to you,
games about
Frankie.
being in nature, which is why Among Trees caught my eye. In this first-person survival sandbox, you get to explore a colourful, breathing world that's
man.
full to the brim with life. Just don't go wandering around like Snow White. Wild, deadly beasts share this painted world with you, and you'll want to move carefully to avoid their bitey bits. Produced by a 3-person team out of Sweden, this project demonstrates the creative power of independent creators on PC.
Let's do it. Oh, look at the deer. Be a deer. Won't you? That's pretty. I like the art style. I hate building. That's really pretty. Really pretty. Survive. Yo, you can fish? And Final Fantasy 15, that has like one of my favorite fishing. Love it. Here.
Now, if you're like me, you've drunk your fair share of potions in video games over the years.
That's true.
But you've probably never stopped to consider the business side of these magical elixirs. In Potionomics, you're a witch who must save her potion shop from the clutches of greedy loan sharks. bartering and haggling with a slew of demanding customers. Let's take a closer look
I
at this unique
actually enjoy
fantasy
fishing
concept.
IRL too. It's calming, I guess. Let's make some money. I just want to breathe, dude. Gracious. Oh, Exceed. Reminds me of the Atelier game. I hate hard mechanics, dude. I hate them. Mind being. Okay, that was some cool art style. I hate.
We spend a lot of time
Hate
in
it.
video games fixated on finding the best, the most powerful gear. But in our next game, Mortal Shell, things are a little different. You aren't scouring a dungeon looking for a +1 sword. You're exploring a shattered world for the remains
Oh,
of
this is
defeated
the-
warriors that you
the
then
Souls-like.
possess like a ghost. These
Right.
are the Mortal Shells, and they're much more than mere pieces of armor and stats. Each one has a complicated backstory, a playstyle, and an identity that might give you mixed feelings about the body you're occupying. Coming later this year exclusively to the Epic Games Store on PC, let's take a look at this gorgeous and brutal action game, Mortal Shell.
I foresaw this. Scratched sigils on the walls. Counted the days until you'd come. A million eyes peering across time and space, yearning for a glimpse of the unknown. PC Gaming Show. You seem different.
Okay, that's cool.
The consecrated fires revealed cinders and shadows. But beneath it all, no monsters, no gods, only oblivion.
Oh, did. Oh my god, he got wrecked. Oh, I do like those.
But wait,
There's
there's more.
more.
We've gotten the chance to see some of the core gameplay of Mortal Shell, but now it's time to talk about bosses. Bosses are a classic staple of this type of RPG. And in our second piece of Mortal Shell footage, we'll see a boss that isn't just a one-and-done threat. Instead, it's a constant adversary throughout the campaign. The Hattern is a mysterious figure who stalks the player throughout Mortal Shell. As you grow in skill and master new
That's
weapons,
cool.
so will he. The clip we're about to watch shows the player's very first duel with the elusive adversary. Let's take a look.
Huh, that was weird. Why are they like freezing? I don't understand. Is that like a guard or block? Huh. Yo, Hattern's getting wrecked. Oh, get in. You know, he's still pretty much getting wrecked. Dude. What a weird fight. Yeah, I don't understand a lot of mechanics. I guess I would have to.
Typically on the PC Gaming Show, we don't spend too much time talking about the Nintendo 64. But the beauty of PC gaming is that one way or another, almost all games find their way to us and are often better off for it. After giving Blade Runner and Turok the Remaster treatment, Night Dive Studios is now modernizing Shadow Man, a 1999 cult classic.
That's crazy.
They're adding in support for 4K and widescreen plus a whole suite of cut content from this dark action classic. Let's take a closer look.
That's crazy. This is like a game I haven't heard of in a long time. It's like a cult classic. Or right, the nostalgia back in the day. This was my favorite N64 game. Ocarina of Time, maybe? Paper Mario. Pretty good. Oh. Donkey Kong 64. Played a lot of that. Pokemon Stadium.
I am on a first-name basis with our next guest, as he has been here at the PC Gaming Show 6 years running. From Tripwire Interactive, the president himself, it's John.
Yo, what's up, El
Thanks so much for joining
Presidente
us,
from
Sean, it's my
Tripwire.
pleasure. I'm so excited to be back with you again to talk about so much cool stuff happening at Tripwire.
Yeah, you guys have been doing a lot of stuff, and I just want to kick off by asking, talk to me about Killing Floor 2.
So Killing Floor 2 just released the Perilous Plunder Summer Update. It's got 4 new weapons: Blunderbuss, Glock 18,
The Blunderbuss.
Stick, Tesla launcher, new official map called Desolation, space pirate themed outfits. We're running a seasonal event with rewards until July 7th, and right now it's free on Steam for a week, so you can go play it.
I also have to ask about the follow-up to a game that was announced at the PC Gaming Show, Chivalry 2. Talk to me about Chivalry 2.
So we're working with Torn Banner Studios, we're publishing, Torn Banner's developing, and Chivalry 2 is coming along great. It's so fun, and we're excited to announce some big news, cross-play between the PC and the consoles, so you can hack and slash your console friends in Chivalry 2.
And last, a game that has been so popular on Twitch. Talk to me about Maneater.
Yeah, so we were so excited to get Maneater out the door.
Maneater's actually.
We've shown it to you guys originally in 2018. We had all that fun with Frankie in the shark suit, which I'm kind of missing. The game is doing great. People are loving it. So much fan love, so many fan videos. We're just really happy to have it out there and people eating lots of humans.
It's such a funny game, too. You know, you've talked a little bit about what games, what has been announced from Tripwire Interactive. What's coming up next for Tripwire?
So I wish we could come forward and announce an all-new game, and that would be great, but I can give you a few hints. So Chivalry 2, is in process. It's going to be coming out in the not too distant future, hopefully. Maneater, we're taking the community feedback, and we're looking at things that we can add to the game. So I haven't seen the last of Maneater. And Killing Floor 2, the game came out in 2015. So we're really thinking about what's next for the Killing Floor franchise. So stay tuned.
Oh, shit.
Well, if history is any indicator, John, I'm sure I'll see you at next year's PC Gaming Show with those very updates. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Now, at this year's PC Gaming Show, we've already taken the look at some Epic Game Store exclusives. Mortal Shell in particular looks very promising. But for a sense of what else there is, let's take a look at this.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, that's cool. Yeah, I played a lot of that as a kid. Holy moly. Super Meat Boy. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Viking. Have to. Oh, no.
Blightbound is a 3-player dungeon crawler where you and your friends explore unique dungeons, fighting a terrifying cadre of mystical and monstrous enemies, grab valuable loot, and recover fallen heroes to expand your roster of available warriors. Blightbound will battle its way onto Steam Early Access later this year as an ever-expanding game with new maps, new heroes to add to your roster, and new loot to retrieve through free updates.
Behold, Blightbound, a cooperative dungeon crawler that tasks 3 heroes to venture down from their mountain refuge to face the abominations of the Blight, a mysterious and corrupting fog that enshrouds the land. Each player will choose a hero from one of 3 classes: Warrior,
Forge Titan's might!
Forge Titan's might!
Let me at him!
Or Mage.
My greatest power is
battle a terrifying horde of monstrous enemies and colossal bosses. Each class of hero fulfills a specific role on the team to overcome mounting
Let me at him.
solve clever puzzles, and synchronize their
I'm probably gonna
to unleash
insta-buy Persona for both of them.
battle through 3 distinct lands, each with several dungeons to conquer, including the eerie Gravemountain,
Maybe
the oppressive
when they see that it's doing well,
and the precarious Blood Ridge.
they'll port Persona
Steel your nerve and prepare once again
1, 2, and
to
3,
enter the Blight
the
Warrior.
PC, the Steam. That would be pretty sick.
Are you viewers at home still thinking about that computer?
Yeah.
I know I am. Swoon. Oh, sorry. And now more from the PC Gaming Show.
One thing we cherish about PC gaming is its openness. The PC is a platform where anyone can build stuff, tinker, and express themselves.
Yep.
And that spirit invites creators, streamers, developers, stores, and all kinds of different voices to contribute to PC gaming's vibrancy. We've already featured a lot of exciting independent games here today, but in rapid fire succession, here are 8 more indie projects that we're excited about. Shadows of Doubt is a detective stealth game set
I like
in a
detective
fully simulated
and stealth.
sci-fi noir city.
Okay. Oh, look at those retro graphics. Kind of reminds me of Vampire the or was it Masquerade? Yeah, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Like the feel of it, I guess.
In
That's the thing?
Forgotten
I don't know.
City, you fall into an ancient Roman utopia only to find it full of people, mysteries, and difficult moral choices. Explore an open world locked in time.
Each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up.
Our time in the sun.
Somebody is about to end our lives. Your job is to figure out who.
Oh, this is a mod for Skyrim, right?
You already know what will happen if you fail.
Find your own truth in Paradise Killer, a first-person open-world murder mystery. Play as investigation freak Lady Love Dies as they explore the world, uncover the facts, and breathe life back into paradise.
There's been a murder. Last night, Paradise was killed. I'm investigation freak Lady Love
Okay.
Dies, reporting for duty. It's my job to scour the streets of Paradise and hunt for evidence. Any one of these psychopaths could have done it. Breathing life back into Paradise won't be easy. When love dies, all that remains are the facts.
Okay.
Killer, coming soon.
Haven is an RPG about the journey of 2 lovers escape to a lost planet to stay together.
Reminds me of
Here we go.
Journey.
More rust. Good thing we don't have to scrub.
At worst, I kill them.
Whoa, you.
Oh, come on. Dodge this one.
What's up, you? How you doing?
You rock. You like that?
That's gotta hurt.
Okay, that looks pretty cool.
Cartel Tycoon is a narrative-driven drug empire simulator where you rule as a succession of fictional drug lords in a world where death and violence are inevitable.
Is that a giraffe? He looks viejo.
Trash Sailors is a survival co-op adventure game set in a dangerous, ruined world full of junk where you and friends must survive the Great Flood.
Yar. Actually, yeah, I feel like that'd be a cool party game. If it's a party game.
Chris Tales is an indie love letter to classic RPGs that lets you experience past, present, and future simultaneously.
Okay, I already like the art style. Pretty. Okay. Okay. See it? You?
Set in a vibrant fantasy world created in collaboration with RPG veteran Chris Avallone, Alaloth offers fast-paced action with a deep narrative, bringing ARPG dynamics to a new level with a skill-based gameplay inspired by great classics and modern masterpieces.
By the kingdom, the savior. Mastery. Combat system. Explore rich fantasy. Like Diablo? Maybe? Or maybe it's just a nice one. I don't know.
Weird West is a curious project from the co-creators of two of our favorite games, Dishonored and Prey. Despite its top-down perspective,
Love me some
Weird
Dishonored.
West carries forth much of the same spirit of those first-person
One of my
games laid
favorite,
out in a dark
series.
reimagining of the Wild West, filled with fantastical creatures. From Wolf-Eye Studios and Devolver, let's take a look at Weird West.
The West, the land of opportunity. A place where you can be a hero, a scoundrel, and anything in between.
Sound fine for a game.
This ain't quite the Wild West as you know it. There are ancient powers at war with each other. Strange entities lurking in the dead of night with their own rules and their own peculiar motives. Welcome to the Weird West.
The Weird West. That's cool. They got no arm.
Coming out here could be the best thing that ever happened to you. If you can survive, that is.
Joining me to talk about Weird West is the president and creative director at Wolf-Eye Studios. It's Raf
Wolf-Eye.
Colantonio. How's it going, Raf?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I am awesome and eager to talk about this game. And I want to start with something very straightforward. What is Weird West?
Weird West
I think it's
is
West.
an action RPG that is set in an environment that is called the Weird West. And it's very
Oh, wait.
much of the kind of games that I've been working on in the past, except that the perspective is more like a isometric, top-down kind of view.
Yeah, I mean, we've referenced Prey and Dishonored, and we normally think of the immersive sim as first-person games like that. What happens when you try to translate that to that top-down isometric perspective?
There's not much different in the spirit. You will really find yourself at home. It's just that it's a different perspective. So instead of seeing through the eyes of the player, of the character, you have a chance to run a party of people. So you have followers, and you have more kind of like of a strategy.
Kill it,
kind
no
of view.
flavor.
But the exploration and everything is, is still the same kind of spirit, but with a different perspective.
And in particular for people that maybe haven't played immersive sims, I know that the whole notion of creative
Not the
problem
biggest
solving is a big
top-down.
aspect. Multiple ways to get
Top
past
again.
the same obstacle. Can you give some examples of that?
Guinea
in
pig is
Weird
called
West?
Toddy. Short for tough.
We like games where we set up an environment for you, a context, there's a world, there are characters, there are objects, and all of those objects have got consistent rules. And then there's an objective, which is, for example, go inside this house and frame a character by putting a letter that he did not actually truly write, but you put it there so that the sheriff can find it, right? You could do it in a very stealthy way, which would be what you would imagine people would do. So probably use a power and put people to sleep and then get inside.
You've talked about the different things that you can do as a player in the game, but who are you? What can the player do to shape who the character is over the course of the game?
Right, so this is a very good question and also a very dangerous one for me.
It's the riskiest question yet, man.
To make it simple, you are going to play 5 different characters. Once the main quest is over with the first character, you go to the next one. Now, the first one is still in the world, so you can go back and recruit him.
Oh, really?
In your party.
What does death mean for you and for your companions in Weird West?
It's a risk that we're taking. We're gonna have different modes. There's the super hard mode where you die and you're dead.
Is the game sort of designed to be like playing in one forward timeline? If someone dies, you're not supposed to reload. You're just supposed to continue to play within the same world?
Yeah, you continue to play with the same world, but now the sad thing is that that doesn't apply to your followers. Yeah, the characters that are with you, but maybe they'll come back at you someday in the form of an undead. You don't know what's gonna happen. You can revive your followers if you're there and if you have the right tools with you. But if you don't and they die, that's it. You know, your followers are now in a little graveyard somewhere.
You make it sound cute. A precious little graveyard.
Precious
well,
little
maybe
graveyard.
Come back as the undead. Yeah. Now, Raph, when can people get their hands on Weird West?
So the game ships in 2021, but some of you are gonna have a chance to play a demo actually pretty soon in the incoming months. You can follow Wolfeye Studios on Twitter and as well as Devolver Digital on Twitter as well for more information about that.
Well, wonderful, Raph. Thank you so much for coming out. Once again, that is Devolver Digital, Wolfeye Studios on Twitter for that upcoming demo. For our next game, believe it or not, yet again, we're gonna go to Frankie.
Dude, my girl Frankie.
Sean, I don't know about you, but there are times I wish for a simpler life. A life spent as a farmer in a humble JRPG village, where all I have to worry about is which vegetables to plant, what to name my chickens, and which of the dozen townsfolk I should propose marriage to. Our next game is a return to that simpler life. From XSEED Games, this is Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town.
Yeah. I'm Thomas. Alright, these sprouts and those. Throw a cornucopia prop. Tend to your livestock. Dude, an alpaca. Look at the doggo. You can actually, you can marry someone? What was this? I don't remember the name of it. That's my dream. I'm gonna play this to marry someone. There you go, Story of...
Marvelous! I'm so happy that you've been sending in your reactions, your memes, your takes of various temperatures throughout the show. Through the wonderful Magic Emotion graphics, you can even read them before your very eyes right now. I'm delighted by so many of them. Furious at a few, but I'm confused by none because you're just making a lot of sense today. We're in the home stretch of the show, so please continue to let us know which PC games you're excited about by using hashtag PCGamingShow. Now, when it comes to genres, there are few as ambitious on PC as the MMO. It requires a vast amount of resources to create a rich, living, breathing world to entertain hundreds of thousands of players for years. And I know this because I watched Season 1 of Mythic Quest. Due on closed beta on July 23rd, Amazon Games' New World aims to deliver that vast open world with pitched battles of 100 players.
Let's hope this is better than Crucible.
I'm excited to announce today that if you pre-order New World right now, you can get into that July 23rd beta a full month before the full release on August 25th. This is New World.
but can I be a kawaii wife? The quest. Oh. There we go. I don't know.
Here on the PC Gaming Show, we're big fans of Life is Strange, the award-winning
Yeah.
adventure series.
I
from
enjoyed
developer
Life is
Don't
Strange.
Nod.
It was really good.
Having undergone some big changes since its first reveal in 2018, Twin Mirror, the studio's next game, is a psychological thriller that follows investigative journalist Sam, who returns to
Dude, what am I watching? Why is this laggy?
his hometown in West Virginia. Available to wishlist now
This
on the
is a-
Epic Game Store. Let's watch.
Okay, but either way, I really like Life is Strange. And Don't Nod. Don't Nod is fantastic developers. So
Basswood is many things. Peaceful tops that list. Until that day.
You're the one in the driver's seat, Sam. I can't make you do anything. Coming back to Basswood was your idea. Just try and make sure you don't do anything stupid.
oh boy, you guys know I'm
really
gonna be
think
doing
the only
stupid
thing
things.
waiting for you down there is hurt. You might be right. The good news, though, at least you don't have to do it alone.
You
James
may have seen
McAvoy,
Metal
let me
Hellsinger announced earlier this week, and today we get the opportunity to take a closer look at this unique game that the studio bills as a rhythm FPS.
Oh, this looks sick.
Published by
This was the
Funcom,
PlayStation
you have to battle through
5 thing.
8 hells, blasting demons to a heavy metal soundtrack. And to talk about one of the most epic encounters in the game is the creative director at The Outsiders, David Goldfarb. Take it away, David.
Thanks. And let me say it's a pleasure to be here. And I think right now everybody needs some games to give us a break from the reality that we're currently inhabiting. So that's why we're here now. So what you're about to see here is an exclusive peek of some pre-alpha gameplay of our upcoming game, Metal Hellsinger. I hope you like it.
Those who challenge the law shall suffer.
Dude, I like it. There you go. Wait, lava. Oh, okay. Hey, hey. Unfun.
Hello everybody, Felicia Day here,
That's Felicia
and I play
Day.
the magician in the Dungeons of Nahelbeck, The Amulet of Chaos. The Amulet of Chaos is a fun and silly tactical RPG that's coming to PC later this summer. It features a group of adventurers searching a dungeon for treasure. Each one of the characters has their own skill sets, or lack thereof, fighting styles, and inventory. Each one is kind of a failure, but together, they're too dumb to fail. The game doesn't take itself too seriously. It has lots of in-jokes for tabletop games, and for some reason it features a lot of chickens. Anyway, here is an exclusive preview of The
Too
Amulet
dumb
of
to
Chaos.
fail. I like.
You again? I'd expected your asses to be turned into lampshades by now.
You roach! I'm pissed!
Ha! Pleased to meet you, pissed. I'm Rats.
What a burn! We'll smash your rotten brains out of your skull! How about we try diplomacy, maybe?
No. Attack!
Guards, guards! Dispatch these smelly bushwhackers! Zibat relics!
This is like my D&D group. They just kill everything. And we wonder, guys, are we the bad guys? Is it us? Like, reminds me of Divinity. Claire de Lune. The best.
Who says you need water to go sailing?
Oh.
Our next game, Red Sails, puts you on a boat in the middle of a sea of desert. In this intriguing narrative adventure, you rescue stranded people while looking for the rest of your clan. Let's take a look at Red Sails.
Okay. Help me! That's pretty cool. Oh, they're just trying to that.
So DevBot, do you have any access to some medical programs in case I, bump my foot against some of these cold, unforgiving walls?
Query received, Sean. In order to familiarize you with basic life-saving procedures, I have established contact with game developer Bossa Studios, the creators of Surgeon Simulator 2.
Pigeon Simulator.
Well, I wasn't really planning on doing any surgery. I feel like if I was injured, you'd be the one doing the surgery.
My analysis shows that Surgeon Simulator 2 contains all of the vital instructions for repairing fragile human bodies. 1 hour of Surgeon Simulator 2 is equivalent to 1 year of human medical school.
That's not true, but I appreciate your enthusiasm and thirst for knowledge, DevBot. And I'm certainly interested in this game. So let's take a look at Surgeon Simulator 2.
Come on now, Bosco. Freaking Surgeon. What a game. Oh! Poor Bob. Freaking Surgeon Simulator. Yeah, looks like it would be a cool party game. That's not how a body works. Yeah!
Joining us to talk about Surgeon Simulator 2, we got Mark Pick on the line. Mark, thanks so much
It's
for joining
me,
us.
but not me.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So, for anyone who has not experienced the hilarity of Surgeon Simulator 1, can you just give us the gist and tell us, what is Surgeon Simulator 2 all about?
We've kind of taken the tone and the heart of the original, which is that chaotic physics gameplay, and we've really kind of blown it out to brand new epic proportions. So in the original game, you're just one arm kind of moving around on one table. In the new game, you're actually a fully limbed surgeon moving around for the first time in the series on 2 feet. In the original game as well, yeah, right. What an innovative feature in 2020. In the original game as well, you were limited to just surgery, whereas in Surgeon Simulator 2, there's a whole plethora of brand new mechanics, challenges, and gameplay elements to explore. You're not just looking over one patient's chest cavity anymore, but you're actually exploring a fully fledged medical facility.
Can you maybe tease a little bit of some of the other, perhaps, medical operations that I get to perform in Surgeon Simulator 2?
Yeah, so there is 12 operations in the game, and you will have seen a few of those in the trailer just now. Think of that facility as like a little bit like the original Surgeon Simulator, with a bit of kind of a mad scientist lab thrown in there, through this kind of lens of like a Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory vibe. Like, you're never really sure what's going to be around the next corner and what new twist or what dark machinery you're going to come across next. So players are going to come across everything from like surgical vending machines, over-engineered operating theatres, automatic patient dispensers, my personal favourite, which is actually an improvised cannon, where you can actually fire limbs or organs and things across to your fellow surgeons on the other side of the room to keep operating on Bob.
Now, Mark, I understand that there is a creation tool in Surgeon Simulator 2. What does that entail?
Yeah, there's a creation.
Yeah, that's right. So in keeping with the variety and the surprise that we talked about before, in Surgeon Simulator 2, we're proud to announce that we are bringing the Bossa Labs creation mode to the game. Now, in creation mode, you as a solo player or in a group of up to 4 players can get stuck into the very same tools that we as designers and developers use to build our very own story mode. It's an easy to use, intuitive, friendly set of tools where it's as much fun to create as it is to play.
So I want to ask, what are some of the examples of the types of levels, the types of creations that people have made?
That's a great question. So we've been live for the last few months already. The wealth and the variety of content made by players so far has been really, really incredible to see. So there's been everything in there from traditional takes on surgery, like the end of the original game. We've also got ghost ships in there. We've got bowling alleys. We've even got a take on the Surgeon Olympics, where people are bouncing around Bob's head and using that as a ball. And then we've got my personal favourite, which is the kind of the take on the bottle flip challenge. So I don't know if you're familiar with that, but where you can kind of flip a bottle with the hands and kind of, it's not the easiest thing to do with the Surgeon Simulator hand, and you just kind of step back and see the physics chaos play out, and it's a lot of fun. It's very satisfying to see play out.
Mark, I had a blast playing Surgeon Simulator 1. When can people play Surgeon Simulator 2, and how do they get access to this creation workshop you've mentioned?
Surgeon Simulator 2 is coming to the Epic Games Store in August 2020, and you can pre-order that right now. You can also go to surgeonsimulator.com for more information and follow us at SurgeonSim on Twitter to learn more.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
That's Mark Pick. I'm Sean Plott. Let's go to Frankie Ward.
Sean, you'll remember our next developer from their appearance in the PC Gaming Show way back in 2015. Hello Games are a small UK indie studio, perhaps better known for building the infinite, procedurally generated universe of No Man's Sky. But their next
No Man's
big
Sky,
release
that's what it was
is
called.
an altogether more intimate, handcrafted affair. The Last Campfire is an adventure game, a story of a lost ember trapped in a puzzling place, searching for meaning and a way home. Let's check it out.
Clouds go rushing by. A drop becomes an ocean where the rivers dry. Could it be the star's reflection as satellites go by.
Escape from Tarkov has become one of the breakout successes of 2020, becoming a smash hit on Twitch as players fell in love with its extra gritty take on first-person shooters. But as anyone who works on the internet will tell you,
was pretty
the
cute.
people always want more. And more we've got for you.
I've never really been
because in a
into
moment, I'm
Escape
going to be
from
speaking to one of the
Tarkov.
game's developers
I've watched
about
gameplay,
what's coming next,
like,
and that
I don't know,
includes a spicy new
maybe
map.
some, I think.
Hey, DevBot, why don't you show them what we got?
I like the music. Good old Doge.
Here with me to talk about what's coming next is Nikita Buyanov from Battlestate Games. Thanks so much for joining us today, Nikita.
Thank you for having me.
I would love if you would kick off by, just for anyone who hasn't played or seen Escape from Tarkov, how does a session of Escape from Tarkov work? What makes it different from, say, a class-based shooter or a battle royale?
It's more about like true survival. You need to actually escape from a location through extract points, and you need to actually save your life and save your gear and your loot. And if you die, you will lose everything.
So how does the new map compare to the existing map set in Tarkov?
It will be the biggest and the most detailed location ever. It will be a lot of explorable buildings, undergrounds. It's like an attempt to simulate the city, the realistic modern city.
So give me a breakdown of what's coming up in this upcoming patch 12.7.
12.7 is more like a technical patch. It will include the big addition called the expansion of Customs location. Customs is the very iconic location for the EFT. It will like enlarge the overall area by 30 or even 40%. The next updates we will totally like overhaul the whole skill system, and there will be new boss called Senator. This boss will able to heal his partners and like search for stashes, so we always try to bring something new in terms of new bosses. Really big amount of cool features are to come this year. We'll try to bring some new experience for you.
Escape from Tarkov has been playable for a long time. For anyone who's listening who hasn't yet played it, where should they go?
They should go to our site, www.
I feel like you need to watch. I don't know. It feels really
see for yourself.
hard to get into, or like
so once again,
intimidating to get into.
Tarkov.com to check it out. And Nikita, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
For our next title to PC
Dude, they have a
gaming
lot.
show,
This has
time
been going
to
on
head
for over 2 hours already.
To the inimitable Frankie Ward.
Right?
Over the last decade, developer Red Barrels has given us some of the most messed up horror games ever created.
Yeah, that's
The next
Outlast.
game in the Outlast series offers more mind-numbing terror.
I did not
but
like
this
Outlast
time
2. Outlast
with
1's pretty good.
friends. Outlast Trials is set during the Cold War, and in this happy period of distrust, fear, and violence, you and your friends are human guinea pigs involuntarily recruited to test advanced methods of brainwashing and mind control. Good times.
What's that last?
But work together, and maybe you'll survive the Outlast trials.
Like I said, Outlast 1, I really enjoyed. Outlast 2, I didn't. It had some issues, which they fixed a lot with, like, subsequent patches to the game. But thing was still there. Easy.
Night vision device fully operational, sir.
Excellent. Bring in the other subjects.
Jesus. Oh my god. She did. Oh, she did. She did too. Okay. See how it is.
And with that, the 2020 PC Gaming Show is now complete. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you got the chance to see some games that excited and delighted you. Also, as you might imagine, it is really challenging to put on a show with no nearby gaming conventions. So an enormous thanks to our sponsors for helping to make this show possible. This year, the sponsors are Mythical, Perfect World, Funcom, Frontier Developments, Xseed Games, Atlas, Intel, All In Games, Humble Games, Sega, Amazon Games,
That was pretty cool.
Merge Games, Tripwire
I enjoyed.
and the Epic Games Store.
What did I enjoy the most?
Without your support, we would not have had the opportunity to
Probably
put on a
Persona
show
4.
for the greatest platform,
That new psychological horror
PC
game.
gaming. Now, before I say goodbye, I want to give a warm
Outlast
thanks
3
and a
looks
chance for
pretty
my
cool.
co-host to say goodbye. Thanks again, DevBot.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have been of service, Sean. I'm going to shut down into sleep mode to conserve
We'll see what
power
else is
until
going.
next year. Frankie, what is your goodbye message?
Thank you so much to all of our devs for your incredible
I know,
games,
right? There was a
and of
lot.
course, a massive thanks to our sponsors for making this all happen. And finally, a big thanks to you guys at home for watching.
Guinea pig.
I'm actually off with my little evil sidekick now to take over the world, and I really, really do look forward to being your evil Emperor Overlord. Until next year, thank you so much, and goodbye.
All right, that's it. Coming up next is the Future Games Show over at twitch.tv/GamesRadar, where you'll see more exclusive reveals, deep dives on the future of gaming, and developer interviews. With that, I'm Sean Day9.
That was pretty cool.
This has been the PC Gaming Show. Stay healthy, stay safe, and take care.
Hello, world. Or rather, goodbye, world.
That was some cool stuff. Persona 4, gonna get that. It's gonna be cool. One of my favorite series. Probably my favorite series. Really liked it. And if you haven't played Persona 4, it's a really good place to start. It's $20, if I remember correctly. So I highly, 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 highly recommend it.
I don't know why
It is fantastic.
for everything.
Thanks for hanging out with me, guys.
They are
Cool to
not
watch.
in my database.
And hopefully we get more
That is a video.
really cool shows like this.
In the video team. You did
As I do enjoy getting the hype from new games and everything. But that's gonna be it. I might be back later and finish Resident Evil 7. I'm not sure yet. Depends on what happens. My cousin's getting married today, so we're gonna be doing stuff. So if I'm not back, that's why. And I'll more than likely be back tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
kids with their
And I'll see you later.
right?
Bye bye.
I just